Good afternoon on what is a mild, bright but breezy day. It is Tuesday the 30th of November and I'm out in the region Nook, basically taking advantage of the mild weather in between the Arctic blasts that we've been promised to open up a few parcels and chat about the contents. Of course, I am accompanied by a nice cup of tea, and the cat, who is not ours, is looking at me askance because I'm not going to feed him. So in the meantime, on with the unboxing. So let's carry on with this down here. Something I have unboxed already. Let's just have a look. Yeah, okay, so already partly unboxed this, and the next thing I pull out of it is The Slave Minds of Vindicus the Terrible by Mike Evans, a level 0 adventure for Barbarians of the Ruined Earth, a fantasy post-apocalyptic setting using the Black Hack. There we go. So I just did an unboxing of Barbarians of the Ruined Earth earlier. So basically continuing essentially the post-apocalyptic theme of these few unboxings that I'm doing. So already done an unboxing of this, and this all came in here, and this is an adventure, and it's a level 0 adventure. Level 0 adventures are always fun because they push the players to think and to adjust to the fact that the characters are not as strong as they are at first level. They won't have as many hit points, they don't have as much equipment, so they won't be as skilled. And the classic one of those, of course, is Dungeon Crawl Classics, or its post-apocalyptic equivalent, Mutant Crawl Classics, both from Goodman Games, and both of those do the character 0 level funnel, where you have 4 characters and you try and survive with them through the adventure, and if any of them survive, they gain enough experience points to advance to first level. This, I hope, is a bit like that, or it's going to be essentially its variation. So, The Slave Minds of Vindicus the Terrible. Inspired by Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and the exciting action of Saturday morning cartoons, Slave Minds of Vindicus the Terrible is a level 0 or origin story for your group's adventures in the Barbarians of the Ruined Earth. Each player controls 4 children characters, see, told you, 4, escaping the dangerous slave minds of the vile sorcerer. To gain their freedom, the characters must pit their cunning, whatever equipment they can find, and their talents against the waves of robots, hideous monsters, and a vile overseer. This adventure contains 34 colour illustrations by many of the same awesome artists from the Barbarians of Ruined Earth rulebook, and some new artists as well, 10 new enemies to pit your players against in future games, and rules for swarm creatures. So, quite a lot for quite a slim book. So we get into this with Preface. Okay, and hey, yes, Indiana Jones, the equivalent. We've got short round at the back there. Basically Kate Capshaw character and whoever that's meant to be there, all on their mining cart trying to wheel their way out. So here we go, and important rules, basically covering hit points and character creation, kids luck, character race, mark of the beast, weapon damage, and so on. And we've got the slave maps of Vindicus the Terrible. There we go, sneak preview. Forget you ever saw that. If you're going to play this and we get to the adventure start, where you're basically playing kids, it's an uprising, you're going to get your way out, fight your way out against the robots, slave masters who are making you do all the digging, and there you go. So we have mining caverns, abandoned mining caverns area, lots of mining caverns. It's a mine, what would you expect? Mine shaft rooms, fetid water rooms, and each location illustrated, which you can show to the players. I think it's a nice touch. It's, I say, in tone, it's very sort of cartoony, because that's essentially what Ruins of Barbarian Earth it's like. It's a post-apocalyptic setting inspired by Saturday morning cartoons, and that's no bad thing if you take it in the tone it's meant. And here they take on, I presume it's one of the overseers, because he's got the lash there. we've got so the Overseer Glog, I believe, and then we've got the dangers of crossing the bridge, because obviously it's an old mine and it's falling to pieces, and it's not a case of just fighting the Overseers to get out. You've got to fight the environment and survive it as well. Basically including sort of like, a roller coaster ride on the carts. And then we've got a list of the baddies at the back, by the beetle leech swarms and the man bat, minor bots and mushroom parasites, and so on. So lots of things in here which those elements you can bring out to your ongoing game. It said Overseer Glog and Pastoral Feeder. Don't know which quite is which worse. Robo drones, Guardians. So got to fight. It's uprising against the Robo Masters, and there's Robo Warriors too, and then a toxic hippo sludgiopias. Basically covering 3 creatures in one: sludge hippopotamus and octopus. And new monsters rules for swarms. And lastly, final escape. There's elements on here. You've got Sorcery TV, what appears on screen, presumably there's screens like a mine, and essentially, he will appear and exhort the basically the children to mine harder, or to tell them, screech at them not to escape, and so on, for the robo guardians to stop them, etc., etc. Events table, and basically I'm escaping the mine, and you've got essentially a bit of inspiration at the back for the adventure. So that's Slaves, Mines, the Vindicus, the Terrible. Decent adventure. So essentially, if you've got a copy of Barbarians of the Ruined Earth, you can play this straight off, because there's basically a hex crawl kind of situation described in the back, set in the area of Los Angeles, and then you've got a complete adventure here. So essentially, you could play this and go straight into the area crawl, which they give in the core rulebook. So set up and continue play, and all you need is those 2 books. So yeah, Slave Mines Vindicus, scenario for Barbarians of the Ruined Earth. Nice looking book, bright, colourful, fits the kind of over the top cartoon action tone that it's aiming for, for your Saturday morning cartoons, Thundarr the Barbarian, He-Man, that sort of thing. And probably basically worth getting if you're going to get this. Might as well get the 2. Anyway, thank you again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do click the like button down below. And if you have any comments or feedback, I appreciate you posting those, and I do take the time to read them and respond as necessary. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with package and a book for a game. I'll do my best to talk about it for 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then excuse me, then please do hit that subscribe button. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.